Oh, hi, how you doing? How's your balls? I am live from Delray Beach. It's kind of the heat came back a little bit. The humidity, it was going pretty good. We were getting cool. You know what I'm saying? No, it was getting pretty cool. You gotta stay hydrated. If some language happens over there, there's three people that I've seen that walking through this town before many times, and I pretty much know everyone at the bars and the nightclubs down here, and I also know, you know, I know all the homeless people down here, and I know all the what else? People that play guitars. They have their certain benches. I kind of know the whole spot down here. Why can't I find my fucking cigar cutter? Am I losing my mind? Here it is. Well, anyways, this gentleman over here is screaming some obscenities. So if they're heard, I do not endorse, or I don't know why it's happening. But I'm not moving my car. But he's screaming about he has a lot of blank friends. A lot of blank friends. You can fill in the blanks if you want. Talking for me, because I'm just like, I don't know how to process that. You shouting, you have a lot of particular type of friends. Aliados, right? Cuba Aliados, a brand that was repurchased and bought out by Leva, right? But it was split in production between EP Carrillo and then JFR, which is like Aladino. This is the Honduran Aladino version for Aliados. Now, I'm not sure. The Sumatra is the EP Carrillo version. I didn't even know there was another version. I've never seen these at the stores. These are going for around $11 and $12, and this was given to me by a certain person, lady or gentleman. It won't say. This is like a Churchill size. This is a big cigar. This is a 7x50 Ori blend. Oh, Ori blend. Original. But they couldn't fill the whole word. Ori blend. It's the Ori blend. Hey, honey, you Ori? Miso Ori. Oh, miso Ori. Tubuku. Tubuku. Richie. This is a Honduran Puro. So there's so much going on to this brand, and then nothing, because like I don't know nothing about it. I never see it, and but Aladino I respect, especially with Honduran tobacco. The cigar is really fully packed, but being so fully packed, the cigar is really light. So I have some ideas on how this thing is going to work. It's really not a dark cigar at all. In my opinion, looking at it and how lightly it's packed, I mean fully packed but light in weight, I got an opinion it's probably going to be a 60 to 65% darkness, lively, spicy flavor. This is my guess. Cubanesque. Like another fucking wind. Like another old school blend. God. Okay, easy to light up once my camera moved and no one said nothing. PG, what the fuck? I hired PG as a prop master to work on the set, cameraman, help me with a lot of stuff. PG, you're suspended, man. PG, it's fucking me up hearing this guy talk. This guy's like really loud. This guy just said, talking about someone else, says, yeah, he's got a strap on him, but he got no bodies, though. So they're talking about somebody that apparently concealed carries a gun, but he has no bodies. It makes me feel like they're talking about someone who didn't purchase a gun lawfully. Imagine walking around like, how you doing? Yeah, I got a Glock 30 on me, yo. Yeah, I don't got no bodies on it, though. I just carry it to protect myself. What, man, you pussy, man. You mean you never used it? Man, go to the range. That don't count. Great mouthfeel. Medium plus. Creamy, nutty. Black pepper spice. Rich cedar. It has a classic feel to it. I like the texture. It's not a mind-blowing cigar at all. This to me is an allusion, a nod to cigars of the past. This is not a modern vibe at all. These gentlemen are getting louder. Nice mouthfeel though, peppery, slightly salty. Sea salt. Yeah, I got this Glock. No bodies on it though. Mouthfeel sticking around the teeth. I like it. I like what it's trying to do. You know, if you like old school blends, it's going to be something you like. Me reviewing so many cigars, and putting cigars in categories, comparing, contrasting. This is something that I've had before, though. This is something that I have enjoyed before. This is like when you have like stuff like that's a Connecticut, and a lot of cigars will fall into that very similar Connecticut vibes. You know, some stronger than others or smoother than others, but overall they fall into a wheelhouse. My point is though, this falls to the wheelhouse of like an old school Cuban-esque type of blend, like an old school Habano type of cigar. However, there's nothing bad with that. Maybe you're not in the mood for a Oscuro. Maybe you're not in the mood for a super dark Pennsylvania broadleaf or a Pennsylvania or a fucking Connecticut broadleaf Maduro. Or maybe you're not in the mood for some super dark Mexican San Andreas Oscuro. And so, but just because a wrapper's not very dark, but it's darker, let's say that it's shade grown, it doesn't mean that it can't be strong. I will say though, when a cigar that was very strong and very dark, I think it has more side effects on the palate. And mentally, like after you smoke a very dark, strong cigar, the night is over. You don't want to smoke anything else unless you're gonna have another one. And now it's like in that movie Ass to Ass. Like it's too much. Like you're getting blown out. Like like if you smoke, like 2 Liga number 9s back to back, or 2 Padron 64 back to back, like Toro size. I mean, you could do it for flavor-wise, but honestly, I would enjoy just smoking one that night and the other one the next night, then back to back, and then it also that the problem is if you smoke 2 cigars constantly back to back of any cigars, you're going to develop more of a tolerance, and then maybe you don't enjoy only smoking one cigar. Just like you got to limit your alcohol. Cigars are not like dangerous like alcohol. However, if you're in cigar lounges, I think it's dangerous lots of times to be around negative people, really. Also, cigar lounges, there's people are drinking a lot of alcohol, even drinking a lot of sodas and bad sugar, and they're eating a lot of bad food. Yeah, fuck with me and get some money. Yeah. No. Smoking cigars in my car, roll up. I got my Glock, watch that shit, on that shit. Got my money in my sock. Got my boat down the dock. Got your mother sucking my. Don't say it. Got your mother sucking my. Don't say it. Yeah, we're there. All right, back to the. Anyways, Richie going back to his freestyle. Shit, man, you drop a beat, I'm gonna give you the fucking heat. Shit. Fucking 2 ass cheeks in the seat. I can't stress it enough. Ooh, I like that scotch. Neat. So anyways, the point is this. We're at a heavy medium plus. Good flavor. Slightly bit of sourdough. Slightly bready. Cedar. Black pepper. It's enjoyable. But I've had this cigar before. This is an old school Cuban-esque type blend. I can't stress it enough. If you've smoked as many different cigars as I had, so should you get the cigar? Sure, I think it's a good quality cigar. It really is. Good blend. But this type of blend is very traditional. Like when you have stuff that's like traditional sun-grown or traditional Connecticut shade or traditional Maduro. What I mean by that is when you have blends that are just like everyone else's blends. There are certain cigars that people stay safe in a sense, where they go, this is like exactly down the middle what people expect out of a Maduro, or this is what exactly people expect out of a Connecticut shade, and so those kind of cigars are never going to excite you. You're going to know exactly what to expect. But the thing is, though, those cigars are never going to disappoint you because you're going to know exactly what to expect. So if you go into a cigar like this, knowing, hey, Richie, I want an old school, and maybe you never smoked a cigar or you never smoked old school kind of blends. Okay? Well, then try it out. Then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because there's so many brands. You smoke a Monte Cristo Nicaragua, the classic. You smoke a Gurkha Nicaragua. It's pretty much all the same. Those are certain profiles, no matter what it is. Dominican, you smoke a Fuente Casa Cuba, fucking take your pick. If you like this, you're gonna like that. I can't stress enough. There's somewhere between that 60 to 65% darkness, with sourdough type breadiness, cedar, black pepper, maybe a little bit of salt and like twanginess, And maybe you might get a little other perception here or there, but the cigar is more of a dry feeling. They're not super massively buttery, oily. You know what I'm saying? No, but they have a vibe to them that they're not weak cigars, but they're not dark cigars, and they're not super strong cigars, but they're semi-potent. And the flavor kind of sticks around pretty good, but they're really not like. They're not going to be so much sweetness like a dessert cigar at all. More modern cigars, they have a lot more sweetness, whether tons of syrupy sweetness or honey or fucking chocolate notes or fucking vanilla nugget marshmallow. Like, they're really fucking modern stuff. They got really complex flavor profiles. And there's nothing wrong with something like this. So it's a classic. It's a classic kind of blend. If I took this band off and I gave you this cigar, a Gurkha Nicaragua, a Monte Cristo Nicaragua, the classic one. When I say Monte Cristo Nicaragua, there's a certain one I'd have to show you. It's AJ, but it's the original one. It wasn't the original. No, fuck, it was just called Monte Cristo. It didn't say by AJ on it. Or if you had like Casa Cuba by Fuente. I can't stress it enough. Really, very similar. I can't stress it enough. Now, you might say one brand is more refined, or you feel that the quality construction is better, or it's just because your eyes and you buy with the brand, But as far as the actual blends, the type of blends, it is what it is. You're very limited on what these are doing. Classic old school blends, it's an homage. It's like doing like a mob movie. No matter what happens, Godfather or Casino, and you could zoom in and go, yeah, but it was like this over here, and over here they shot him in a pool hall, and over here they killed the guy in the restaurant. You're on the wrong side of the road, bro. Holy shit. You're on the wrong side of the road. Oh, that guy's driving on the wrong side of the road. Fuck. This car was driving down the wrong side of the road. How the fuck do you do that? So check it out. What was I gonna say? So kind of fast burning. We're at a heavy medium plus. I'm gonna come back. For a guy like me, I know exactly what this cigar is. It is not gonna change. I know exactly what they're doing here. This cigar is so formulaic, and that's not a bad thing. What I'm saying, it's formulaic. It's formulaic, like when you go for like most brands on their Connecticut shade, So there's most cigars. I want me to rephrase that. There are cigars where they go, hey, like for brands that have already been established, and they covered the shade grown, sun grown, and Maduro. Okay, they covered all the bases, and now they want to have like one-off cigars. We're like, hey, over here we're gonna try to do something with Cameroon. Over here we're gonna go try to do something very specific or very crazy or very exotic. Most brands, when they come out with a blend, they try to go into the comfortable category because they want a cigar that people already had, Okay. It's like an actor. An actor starts off and makes a movie on a vibe. If he starts off and goes completely artistic, like for example, James Bond, he just made a homosexual movie where it said the movie's called Queer, and they said it's the most homosexual scene ever filmed in a movie. Which I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do. How much more Brokeback can you go? But apparently, it was the most graphic scenes you could do. I don't know. Did he get AIDS? AIDS. Yeah, HIV. I like my ass. I like my colon shaken, not stirred. The point is, though. But Bond, he did Bond first, though. He did Bond. He did. See, if he would have done this other movie first, they're like, we can't have Bond. We can't have. You get what I'm saying, though. So brands, I think they play it safe first when they're a new brand. Even though this brand has been out before, it's a new release. Came out about a year or two ago. You come out with some classics, Shade Grown and Maduro, a battle type cigar. And then from there, you could do some more, some other stuff. Look at Fuente. They had their Shade Grown, the Chateau, lower end cigars, Fuente curly heads, mid tier stuff, and their double Chateaus and everything. And later on they did like Hemingways and then a Don Carlos and etc. And Nejo came out after Opus, but then they went to their Opus, which he couldn't start off with Opus, because if they started off with Opus, imagine if Fuente started off like 5 years ago and like. It was a brand new brand. Like, our first cigar is Opus X. And next year, like, the next cigar is a Nejo. And like, wow, this brand's fucking awesome. And the third year in, they're like, we got this awesome blend. It's going to be more price point oriented. It's called a Curly Head Maduro Deluxe. And you're like, you see what I'm saying, though? It's easier to work your way up than try to explain why you're working your way down. Does that make any sense? I'm pretty much done here. I'll come back. But this is the blend. If you like old school battle blends, you're going to like this cigar. It's that simple. And if you don't like those kind of blends, you're not going to like this kind of cigar. Now, if you don't know what that means, then try this kind of cigar. Or try Casa Cuba, a formulaic old school type blend. And why do I say that? Well, Casa Cuba, which is an old school type Cuban blend of what Cuban cigars were like back then. Because that's when Fuente made that, it was not to the cigars that their father used to make back in the 50s and 60s, what they used to smoke. So now, if you try this, you go, well, this is the new type of blend for me, because you grew up smoking Cuba Red Dot and other cigars like Padron 26 Maduro, and then when you have an old school Cuba blend, you're like, this is new to me. Just because it's new to you doesn't mean it hasn't been around, okay? Just because, she's your mother or your father, don't think that they didn't get around before you. They've been around before you've been here. They were going out to the fucking clubs in the 70s, okay? They didn't just, take you to church when you were a kid and try to teach you straight, which they did. But trust me, they used to get down. Get down on it. Get down on it. Give me the night. We're back. We're back. We're deep into it. That's what she said. It's a light, medium, full in the last third. Overall, the cigar is more of a medium plus to heavy medium plus overall. The ending is, a light, medium, full. Flavor is just longer and heavier the tongue, but still, I wouldn't consider this a strong cigar. I would say that it's a cigar that has a good amount of flavor and some strength, and is enjoyable. I have nothing bad to say about it. I would say that I know these people. This is two homeless people, and they go down to the bongo sessions on Wednesday nights, and they're boyfriend and girlfriend. He has all of his belongings on the bicycle with spackle buckets, and he's wearing a naval officer cap and no shirt, and he's playing his music, and she's playing rhythm to his music. What a happy fucking couple. I can never get a girlfriend to walk down the street with me and she's just playing the maracas, and I'm jamming out to my music with no shirt on, just wearing a naval hat like I just won a battle in World War II, and my whole life in a spackle bucket. That's true fucking love. You're never gonna find that. That's a ride or die bitch. That's a maraca or die bitch. Yeah. Move, bitch. Yeah. Move, bitch. Smoke out the way. Smoke out the way. Smoke out the way. Move, bitch. Right. Enjoyable cigar. A classic type of old school Cuban S blend. If you've been around cigars, you've had this cigar before, so it's just another offering. That doesn't make it stupid, though. It's an homage. Can you imagine if companies just forgot about the past and stopped making classic Connecticut shade blends or classic Habano type blends? I think that would be sad. I think that that to people that are more new into cigars, that are smoking more modern blends, whether it's like Rocky Patel or modern stuff or stuff through AJ and etc. or Fuente, unless if you smoke the Casa Cuba, if you're smoking your Hemingways and the Cameroon cigars and etc., it might be refreshing to have a classic old school blend. So if you try this cigar, I'm telling you, this is not a new blend. This is older than the sun, and it's been around. This is the original idea of what Cuban cigars were back in the day, when Cubans were legal in America. When Cuban cigars, believe it or not, most of them were made in South Florida and Tampa. They buy the tobacco here and use a lot of Connecticut shade wrapper and Cuban fillers. And it's pretty interesting. That must have been an awesome time. That imagine smoking a beautiful, true Connecticut shade wrapper, and Cuban fillers. That must have been a good time. Must have been a good time. Well, anyways, we're done here. The cigar, a 4.5. An enjoyable, classic blend. Not box worthy, but definitely, because you've had this before. But it was enjoyable. There was nothing bad to report, no bad construction. I think the price point is on that mid-tier, kind of a little high for mid-tier for what it's doing. There are other cheaper Habano-type blends you could get. For example, there's the Aganorsa one that I reviewed. They used to be a bundle cigar, but then now they made a box version with more quality tobacco and more age in the tobacco. And I forget the name of that. It had a Cuban flag on it too. But literally, it's an homage to old school Cuban blends. So if you want to smoke something that maybe your grandfather or great grandfather used to smoke back in the day, well, all you had to worry about was VD. You could cure all your mistakes with a pill or a shot. And it was what it was. Back in the day where people married their high school sweetheart and went bowling on Tuesday night, church on Sunday, and Saturday, they played softball. A simpler time. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying, though? Our world is a piece of shit because we let it go to shit. Why do we? Because as a whole, we used to have constructive neighborhoods. As a whole, whether you're white, black, brown, whether you were Jewish, Catholic, Christian, or maybe secretly an atheist, or you just thought everything was bullshit, but still there was respect. People of different walks still respected each other, and there was some type of line in the sand of sanctity where you didn't cross, and that's gone. There's nothing sacred, and clearly, where we live in a society where people will kill each other at a basketball court, or they'll shoot up population areas, and it happens all the time. That's also used for political advantage. They try to ban guns, that way they can put us all in FEMA camps. MK Ultra. The point is, I promise you that. Well, anyways, to the person that sent me this, thank you. I enjoyed it. Not a complex review, because it's not a complex cigar. This is a cigar that's dedicated to what already happened, not what's going to happen. This isn't a cigar for the future. It's a cigar for the past. It's not boring by any means, but it's not exciting. But it's not designed to be exciting. It's not designed to be something you haven't tasted. That's an exciting cigar. This is something that's a classic. Like in 1911. Was around, still viable. It's classic. But there are more modern designs that are more capable. But classic stuff still can work, and they have their place. So it is what it is. This is Richie. I'm out of here. Stay fresh. There's no cigars in prison. There's not even quality soaps. There's not quality food. So don't go to prison. I've never been there, and I'm never going to go. I don't need to go to say no. I'll see you around. Stay fresh. Don't eat ass. No.